Hello, Radiant Queens. Let's get ready. Get ready with me while I tell you this crazy story time. Where do I even start? Wow. Okay. Let's start with why is there a huge fly here again? I swear, ever since my previous videos, there's been flies in here. Not many flies, but when I leave the door open for my dog to go out, they kind of like come in. So today there's a huge fly in here. Let's start with how I met this person. I was in high school. It was back in high school. I had some friends, one of them being a good friend that he was friends with this other guy, the guy from the story. Okay, we're gonna name one. How should we name them? Okay, let's name one. Okay, so the crazy eggs, we're gonna name him Justin. Justin Bieber. Just kidding. Anyways, let's say I met Justin through my friend. Let's name him Jaden. Okay, so I had a friend and I was in high school. This friend, Jaden, he was going off to college. So both of them were in college this summer. The summer that I started hanging out with them a lot more. And so we all started hanging out a lot because for them they had just graduated high school and I was out. I was still in high school, but I was a little older, so my parents, especially my mom, started letting me hang out with friends outside of school hours. So I was out having a blast, and Jaden introduces me to Justin. And I thought, oh, okay. I mean, Justin is a cool friend. Like he's a cool guy, right? Like he wasn't cool at all. But like I thought, oh, okay. Like we're going to be good friends. We're a nice group of friends. We spent some time in the summer because, mind you, I have other friend groups that I was spending time with. I had made a new best friend. It was a different girl. So I was kind of hanging out with her too, spending time with her, and I was spending time with my current best friend at that time. My parents were strict, mostly my mom. So my mom wasn't still letting me go out that much, but I was going out. Mind you, I wasn't partying hard or anything like that. We would all just go hang out, sometimes smoke a little, but not much. It wasn't anything crazy like whatever my classmates were doing at that time. None of that. Just a little. So my friend Jaden that introduced us, he ended up going to college. So this was, summer ended, my friend left to college, and it was just Justin and I. And he would occasionally ask me to hang out, and I'll be like, let's go hang out. I want to be out. I don't want to be home. It's the summer. At this time, this is another story time, but at this time, I had 2 different crushes that I was sad about, so I wanted to be out. Point is, you guys have got the point already. Michelle wanted to be out, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so we started hanging out, just us two. Mind you, this is not the crazy part. You're going to be shocked. But, okay, one of these times, he texted me and asked me to go on a date with him, and I said, you know what, free food, okay. But I didn't think anything of it. We got closer. At this time, I didn't like him like that, but he became a good friend, and I had a ride. So yeah, I thought, okay. I mean, this might just not go anywhere. This guy might just be my friend. Well, no, he asked me to date him right away, like to be his girlfriend, and I was like, "Are you going to give me rides?" Bet. Like I did like him as a person, but I was young, so I didn't know much about life. So yeah, we started dating, and at this time he was a nice guy. He was a good kid. He was in college. He was doing good. He had a job, you know, what every adult does, but to me it was like, wow, wow, right? And so I we started dating. Of course, I wanted to go out to places, and he was paying for me, but he's a college kid. At this time, I didn't know much about college or stuff like that. Um, well, he ends up getting a different job. He's like, yeah, well, I'm taking you out to places all the time, giving you rides, I need more money. And I'm like, okay, good for you. Thank you for thinking about me. And then, well, this is when it starts getting crazy because he starts hanging out with the wrong group of people. Yeah, he wasn't just smoking the greens, the lettuce anymore. He was um, also drinking now. He was going out more, like partying like a college kid. But at this time, he lived at home, right? So he didn't have many bills. And yeah, like, I was like, okay. I mean, I was also partying a little bit with my friends, so I didn't think anything of it until he started doing bad in college. So I asked him, like, hey, so what's going on? Then he started telling me that he started selling stuff. Mind you, at this point, I think, okay, like the good version of himself is not there anymore. Why should I date him anymore? So I told him, like, yeah, I told him later on, told him, yeah, I don't think this is going to work out. Like, why are you doing this? He blamed me that he got into this because of me. He said, literally, I'm paying for your food, I'm taking you out. Mind you, he wasn't taking me to fancy places, like, he was taking me to McDonald's. Like, be so for reals. And, like, maybe Red Robin sometimes. So I'm like, huh? Like, he's not buying me anything expensive for him to blame me to want to make money on the side like that, right? Well, yeah, he proceeds to blame me. That one was one of the big red flags that I should have said no to. But he basically, every time I tried to leave him or break up with him, he would go crazy. Like at first it was nothing crazy, but he would cry and say, I'm sorry, like I'm trying to do my best. He was playing tricks with my mind, trying to gaslight me. But at this time, I thought, again, I was young, so I thought, okay, like maybe he needs someone there for him. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I'm no therapist for anyone now, I know that. But yeah, like, why would a grown ass man blame me, right? Yeah. Now that's what I think. But back then I felt bad. So I stayed a little longer and I needed a ride. At this time I wasn't driving. I didn't have a license, so my parents wouldn't let me drive anywhere. And at this time I was babysitting and it wasn't close to my house. And I was making good money. More money than they pay me anywhere else. So, and it was really good money. So I needed that ride. And so I stayed with him for a little longer. Then shit got crazier. He like went nuts. He went crazy. Like it escalated quickly. And when I tell you quickly, it was quick. Um he continues to sell stuff. He continues to do things that he shouldn't be. One night I was with my friend, this new best friend that I told you guys about, this girl. We were out and then okay, this is another story for another story time. After this night, my parents didn't want me to see him anymore. Very, it was crazy, but very understandable. So I tell him, yeah, we can't see each other anymore. It was my best excuse. Like, thank you, parents. We don't hang out as much at this point. We didn't. So at this point, we're not hanging out as much. But he's still doing dumb shit. Still doing stuff that he shouldn't be. Things are crazier. By this time, we were dating for like a year now. But my parents were still like, there was a time they started letting me hang out with him again. And so I said, okay, whatever. Mind you, I had broken up with him many times by then. And he was still trying to be with me. Like, dude, I wasn't even 18 yet. I was far from being 18. Well, this dude, let me think if I'm forgetting anything before I proceed. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stories I'm going to miss from this specific one, so I might have to do a part two to go more into detail, if you know what I'm saying, about those crazy times. Because right now, I really don't want to go into detail on some things. Well, fast forward after I finally broke up with him, this guy is still trying to be my friend, right? Like, there were many things that happened during that whole year. Yeah. But at this time, we were friends. Like, I would still reply to his messages. I needed a friend to still talk to sometimes. The thing is, this dude ended up in jail at some point of the story. Yeah. And then my mom was like, don't be friends with him anymore. My mom literally told me to not be friends with him before she passed away, so that tells you something. Even though at some point she loved that guy. She was like, yeah, he's like another son to me. My mom was so sweet. It's crazy. Many times I was like, what am I even doing? Fast forward to still being friends with him. There was a time I was talking to some dude, and this guy is selling something. So I asked him, hey, like, me and this dude, because to me that dude was a friend, like, that I did not want to date either. I don't know why I attracted dudes like that. Like, why? Okay, but yeah, one time we were like, okay, we are gonna buy this specific thing from you. My dad might be watching this, so I can't say exactly what, even though he knows, but um yeah, I told my dad everything. Like I always tell him everything, my parents in general. But I'm pretty sure my dad knows more of the things I did than my mom ever did. We ended up meeting up with, how did we call him? Oh, Justin. We end up meeting up with Justin and we're like, yeah, we're buying this amount of from you. And we're like, okay, we're gonna keep going, partying all night. Well, this freaking Justin asked us to give him a ride, and we're like, oh, yeah, sure, sure. So we end up giving him a ride, and he's acting weird. Like, he's being so weird. Like, at this point, he seems to be of something. And I don't even bother to ask him what it is because I don't want to get into details with him. I don't want to, like, talk to him or anything like that anymore. So, yeah. Um, he was acting very weird, mind you. Like, I was over here acting super friendly with the other guy next to me, so that this, so that Justin would be like, okay, let me back away. It did work. It did work eventually, but at this point, this guy had gone to jail multiple times. Like, and that definitely was not the type of people I wanted to involve myself with. So at this time, I wasn't talking to him much, but he was already dating. Let me back a little. Let me go to a flashback. There was a summer. This was already after high school, like, and yeah, he was still trying to hold on into my life, and I'm like, dude, please stop. But there was this summer that he ended up getting with my now best friend ex. Yeah, and this was a girl. So they get together. They're already together, and Justin is still trying to get back with me. At some point, he even tried to get with my best friend. Like, why are guys like that? Please. Who raised them? But yeah, that tea was crazy to me. Well, let me tell you, I don't want to go into too many details in case somehow he stumbles through this video, because I know there was a time he was still stalking me through low-key social media. He was so obsessed with me. It got to a point where it was obsession. It was obsession. Like, dude would not leave me alone. Not, and I'm not talking about double texting, triple texting, Yeah, so at this point, he was seeing this girl and probably other people still trying to get with me. But after a while, he got into deeper stuff. He got involved with other people, like, and whatever he was involved in, selling certain substances. So I lost contact with him. I stopped completely responding. At this point, we were not even friends. Let's go back to one of the times he went to jail. He called me. That's the only way I knew, because I had woken up and I had seen a voice message. So I'm like, okay, let me open it, see who it is. It was from Joe. It was from him. I didn't ask him much about it, but at this point, even his mom knew that he was gone into something I'm not even sure I can talk about. Yeah, there was a time where we were all friends again. We were all hanging out. They even they used to call this house like the trap house. It wasn't really. It was a bunch of friends that were roommates, and we were all like throwing parties. We were all hanging out, throwing kickbacks, and there was a point one of his weird friends tried to hit on me, and they even offered me to hire me to go to parties, and I declined, of course. That was not something I wanted to be involved with, and it was strange. Um, I was divinely protected, honestly. This is not the only time I met people that did certain things, but I was divinely protected because they would carry weapons, and they were selling things. I was mostly spiritually, divinely protected because I would drink with my friends, with the girls. We would all like drink, and there was a couple times I passed out and they were there, but thankfully nothing ever happened to me. This guy was the worst. Like, he went crazy. There were times that I tried breaking up with him, and he would literally grab freaking scissors. Like, let me show you. He would grab them and be like, okay, maybe that's graphic, but he would be like, "You want me to die? You want me to die?" And I was like, "Chill, like come on." Like, I even tried gaslighting him into saying, "Bro, you can do so much better. Like, just leave me alone. Let me live." I'd be like, "I'll introduce you to a girl," or like I'd be like, "Weren't you talking to this other girl? You should go date her. I think you guys would be a great couple." I should have blocked his ass. Eventually, we lost contact, but because of a friend, I found out he went insane. He, again, I don't want to go into many details because I don't know who's going to see this, but he stayed with that one girl that I mentioned previously. This dude continued doing what he was doing in and out of jail. He ended up deleting this girl's cat. It had her multiple times, and yeah, I don't want to say any more details, but yeah, this crazy story. I think I blogged many parts of this story for the same reason that I don't want it to be out there and people that I know to know. And on other story times, I will go into details on something. This was just a part of my life that I had buried. I do have more story times coming up, so stay tuned because you will want to watch them. You will want to hear them for sure. And when Halloween time comes, ooh, you will want to hear those spooky Mexican stories. I know you do. I don't know how I got myself involved with people like that, but I just knew I could never stay involved with people that would do certain things that didn't align with my values or, yeah, the values, beliefs that my parents taught me. So, yeah, thankfully, I stopped involving myself with that kind of people, people that didn't do good to their lives. And now I'm good. Like, I only socialize with people that have goals and have a nice future ahead. Moral of the story, kids: listen to your parents, don't do drugs, stay in school, and make sure to write down your goals. See your future self before you socialize with people that won't do any good in your life. I'm going to add a little bit of blush so that I look blushy. I already naturally do, but we're gonna add a little extra. Ooh. Dimension. Yeah, dimension. Should I do purple lipstick today? Imagine. Okay, how do I look? This was all for today's video. If you stayed till the end of the video, comment a purple heart. Thank you for watching and turn on your notifications on for future story times. Thank you for watching. Hasta la próxima.